You can see my screen.
Yeah, yes, correct.
Okay. So one thing which we require from the client end or when you're using the internal mode is access of the Apple Store account, right? So there are two parts. One is the developer.apple.com, where you can do a creation of the certificate, signing of the account. Everything is a part of the developer.apple account. And the second one is a appstoreconnect.apple.com, where you deploy your iOS application. These are two parts. Now you can see there are multiple accounts associated with my email address because I use the same email address for the different client Apple account. Let's switch to the Speridian one. So you can see the certificate part here, right? So you have a certificate, identifier, devices, profile, and everything. Now, first thing which you require is the certificates. Now, it creates some confusion, right here. What are the certificates? Why you need that? Before that, what I will do, I will just filter it to development. Now, development certificate. So there are two types of certificates. One is a development certificate, and second one is a distribution or the production certificate. Development certificate are used to sign the application to run on your local device. Development certificate is used to sign and run locally on the iPhone device, which are registered on the Apple website. And the production certificate generally used for deployment purposes, which you cannot, with the production certificate, you cannot run on your mobile devices directly. Now you can see there are multiple development certificates. So I given access to Archana, Ganesh, Sagar, everyone has created their own certificate. So if tomorrow, if I give access to my another developer, he will also go here and he will create his certificate. But that should not be the case, Archana Katkar. So now what is to be done, right? So let's say, now assume that you don't have access, you don't have any kind of certificate and you are a new iOS developer in the organization. So the first step which you will do is click on the plus. You will select the Apple development, continue. Now it will ask you to upload the CSR certificate. There is something called certificate signing request. Now how to get this? This thing you can do only on the Mac. On the Mac, there is a software called Keychain Access. Keychain Access, file, certificate assistant, request a certificate from certificate authority. Here you have to enter the email address of your account. So I'm registered with this particular email address, kunal.darfi@speridian.com. So I'll enter this one. Common name, this is nothing but the key name, which it will display below. So when you download any certificate, this is the key name which will display, which you will over here. I select save to disk, continue, save. Okay. I will browse the certificate. 11, 1, continue, download. When I double click on it, it will get installed on my Keychain Access. If I search with Kunal Darji, I will see a lot of certificates. So one of the certificate is a party member, which is this one. Make sure whenever you install any certificate, it gets installed with the key. If it doesn't have the key, it will not work. That's the first one. If I go back. So the same way, you can generate the distribution certificate as well. Now you can see, now we have generated maximum number of certificate development as well as distribution. Now I've given the access to Divish, but how he doesn't have the rights to generate any new certificate. So generally what the developer does is they directly go here and they click one of the developer and then they can revoke it. But that's not the right way. ideally, one of the developer from this list, right, the owner of this certificate, should share certificate with the new developer. So in this case, what I have to do is I have to select this one and I have to also select key. You can select both. Right click, export two items. I'll say certificates, Speridian, dev. Just save. It will ask me to save the password. I set the password the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I say okay. So machine password at the rate 1, 2, 3. Now this P12 certificate is ready to share. So whenever any new developer joins my organization, I will directly share this particular P12 certificate. And I will always ask them to do not create a new certificate on the developer website. So ideally, that should be only and only one development and one production certificate should exist on the account. There should not be a multiple one. Clear? No. The second part is called the identifier. What is identifier, Danish?
Uh, Sir, identifier. Sir, this is for the this thing. Even I'm not clear.
Whatever. जो भी याद है बोल दे.
Identifier I was using to add it for the provisioning profile, I guess. Uh, uh,
Yeah, correct. So every application, whether it's in an Apple store or the Android store, it has a unique bundle identifier. So today, if I search for WhatsApp for Android, and if I see the Google Play Store link, there is the ID, right? com.whatsapp. This is nothing but the bundle identifier, right? If today I'm going to sign with the com.whatsapp, I will not get this particular bundle ID on the Android Play Store because this has already been taken by someone else, correct? So this bundle identifier should be unique across the Play Store or the App Store. Clear? So agar if I talk about com.speridian.ulstra, so com.speridian.ulstra will not be take no other organization or the personal account can register or use this particular identifier because it's a unique across the Apple Store. Clear? बराबर, Danish?
ठीक है sir, okay.
So this is to identify your application globally on the Apple Store. What the thumb rule says is it should be a 3 words, right? So first one we always say com because our Speridian is a commercial, right? So we say com. Then the second word should be the company name. So if it is for Speridian, that's how you say Speridian. But tomorrow, if it is for the caregiver, then it should be com.caregiver dot product name. So it is for Ulster, that's how you kept the Ulster. Correct? But बहुत सारे केस में क्या होता है the Singapore based companies they have the domain is based on the .ph. So your bundle identifier should be something like ph dot I guess Archana when you were calling the case of I guess our app what's the name is
PMA.
PMA, right? So ph dot cic dot PMA, right?
Yes.
This is the extension of the company, this is the company name, and this is the product name. This way we identify your application uniquely. Unless and until you do not create the identifier here, you won't be able to generate or register or deploy app on the appstoreconnect.apple.com. So if I go to peridian.com, so appstoreconnect.apple.com, if I go to my apps, and if I say I want to add new app, And if I try to search the bundle ID here, it will show all the bundle ID which are not been uploaded, not been registered here as an option. So let's say we create a new bundle ID. So how you create a bundle ID? Click on the plus, app ID, continue, app, continue. Let's say, let's say test Speridium from dot Speridium dot test upload. Description I will keep it as a test upload, for example. These are all the capabilities which you need to select based on your project type. So if your application has a push notification certificate provision, then you have to select the push notification option. If that doesn't have, then you don't need to select. Likewise, there are the multiple permissions which you have to select for your bundle ID. Time in, I'm going for the continue. Register. So we have registered a new bundle ID which is called test upload, right? We have a test upload. Now I'll go to appstoreconnect.apple.com. Click outside. Click on the new app. Select the bundle ID. I should be show test app here. You can see form.speridian.test upload. So your bundle ID is linked with your registration of the new app on the appstoreconnect.apple.com. So I will select the platform. I give the unique name. It's called test Speridian upload. Language, always English US. SKU. So previously they were using the SKU term, but according to me, it should be always the smaller letter of your application name. So test underscore Speridian. User access. So one problem which I'm facing currently with this. So Asna Katkar, you created two apps, right? I guess
Yes.
management and other one, right? For Sagar, where you're
Technician. Yeah.
where you're given the full access, correct? It was
Yes.
limited
Yeah.
access or full access? Full access,
Full
correct?
access.
The
Yes.
problem is when you are giving a full access, right? It is giving a
Mhm.
rights to all the users, okay? And whenever
Okay.
you're uploading the app and there is any errors, then it is triggering an email to all the users. I prefer
Oh,
select the limited access. So you can see when I
okay.
select limited access, किसको किसको जाएगा? Admin of the account, which is generally Mario and Manoj, and me.
Hmm.
And additionally, if
Okay.
you want to mention somewhere, you can mention their name. So let's say Archana Katkar, right? I have it, Archana
Hmm.
Katkar, correct? So
Huh.
always use a limited access option. Do not use the full access. I said create.
Hmm.
Hi, Kronal.
Hmm.
In bundle ID, why were the other bundle ID also like visible? They
So
are already used, right?
they are not used. That's why it is visible.
Okay.
Yeah, those because the Speridian account, we have a multiple identifier. You can see they've used many others, right? Because generally what happens, we do not upload all the apps on the Apple Store. Sometimes we register the bundle ID and generate the Divi link, right? Just for sharing the internal purpose, we generate the new bundle ID for our clients.
Okay.
Yeah, it is not necessary that you will always upload the new build on the Apple Store, right? Sometimes you are giving demo, right? That time you have to create a new bundle ID, correct? So let's take an
Yeah.
example of CDA, right? com.speridian.cda, but CDA is not live, correct?
Yeah.
We are distributing through the app center, correct?
Yeah. Okay.
But your identifier should exist, correct? So you have to register any new bundle ID here. Otherwise, what will happen? You will use only one bundle ID, and using the same bundle ID, if you are compiling the second application, then it will overwrite on the phone, correct?
Okay. Okay.
So every product should have a unique bundle ID, even you are doing for a testing purpose. Just for more information, right? I'll touch this topic later, but there is another thing which is called devices. These are the identifier or the UDIDs of the devices. So if you want to run locally on your iPhone devices for the debug purpose. So on the Android, it is pretty straightforward. You connect your cable and you can directly run on your Android phone. But likewise, iOS doesn't support that. You have to register those devices on the App Store account. But how this devices get triggered, how Apple will validate. So they will validate using the profiles. So there is something called provisioning profile. There are two types of provisioning profile again, development and distribution. If you are planning to run application on the limited number of the devices, either locally or distributing locally to your clients or the any other directly IPA sharing, then you have to create the development provisioning profile. If you are planning to distribute on the Apple Store, you have to create a distribution provisioning profile. So let's say I want to run this particular application, the bundle ID which you have created, right? Test Speridian upload. The name of the bundle ID we have given as a com.speridian.test upload. I want to run on my local device. What I will do? I click plus. I select iOS app development. Whenever you want to run the application on the limited devices, where you know the UDID of those devices, you have to select the iOS app development. Continue. It will ask me for the bundle ID. Okay. For which particular bundle ID you want to create the development provisioning profile. So I will say okay. Test upload. This one. As a continue. Now it will ask me which certificate you want to include. So if you notice today I have created this particular certificate, but it is showing me others also. Let's say Arshna and Kunal both are using the same provisioning profile, right? So it's better to select both or select all, right? I'm selecting all. So whether I have this certificate installed on my local machine or whether others, it will work on my machine. Continue. Now it will ask me for the devices. On which devices you want to run this particular provisioning profile. So let's select all. Continue. Name of the provisioning profile. Test, upload, generate, download. If I double click on it, it will get installed on my local system and it will reopen the xcode automatically. Now, what is the real use of it? So this is my bundle identifier. Okay. What I will do, I'll just create one new project. Product name, let's give a test upload. Organization identifier, if I keep com.speridian. So you can see organization identifier is com.speridian. Bundle identifier is automatically coming as a com.speridian. Whatever you have given the product name. This you can change later on. I say next. Desktop पे सेव कर देते हैं. Save desktop. Okay. So Danish, here you change your bundle ID, right? Whatever you have on your Apple Store that you change here, correct? com.speridian.ulster. So I will select com.speridian.test upload. I hit enter. Now I go to signing and the certificate part. I hate the automatic signing option. Okay. So I go to debug. So there are two parts you can see signing capability, debug and release. Debug is used while you are running the application on your connected devices or you are planning to distribute application locally. And release is used when you want to distribute the application on the Apple Store. So I select the debug mode. Now You can see the provisioning profile. What was the provisioning profile name which we kept? Test upload dev. Okay. So I will select this. You can see आ गया automatic यहाँ पे. So eligible. I will select this. It will automatically pick up the certificate associated with this particular provisioning profile. Clear? Now, if I connect my device, so on the top, I select my phone. And if I try to run, first time it will ask for the machine password. Running on the connected iPhone. Now, few questions right here. So now, Windows device and simulator. Now I am using xcode 13.2.1 and my iPhone version is 15.6. Now this iOS version is not compatible with my current xcode. Which one is the latest xcode version? Danish, which one you are using?
It's 14.
14?
14.0.1.
So I have a 14 with me. So you can keep a multiple xcode on your system, right? But sometime what happens, you don't want to upload or update your xcode, right? कभी कभी टाइम नहीं होता, right? So I guess Archana Katkar, you came across this issue, correct? Where you want to transfer the application on the connected device, but your iOS version is upper and your xcode version is lower, correct?
Yes, yes.
So what you can do, right click on the xcode, show package content, contents, developer, platform, iPhone OS platform, device support. You can see this folder. यहाँ पे लास्ट OS कौन सा है?
15.2.
15.2. मेरे डिवाइस का वर्जन कौन सा था? xcode 13 में. मेरे डिवाइस का OS कौन सा है? 15.6. So that's why my xcode is not compatible with this particular. तो इसका solution क्या है? So if you go online and you say search iOS device support files, so there is one GitHub link where you will get all the device support files. You can see latest 16.0 सब आ गए. I have 15.6. मैं इसको डाउनलोड कर लेता हूँ. I go here, download. And downloading. So open the new Finder window. Unzip. Drag and drop to the device support. So now you have 15.6 as a device support. Now let's go and open the xcode. Xcode 13.2.1. Test upload. Window. Device and simulator. You can see now it's supported. No yellow mark.
Yes.
You don't have to update the xcode every time, right? If you already updated the iOS phone, correct? Now I'm able to transfer successfully on my iPhone. So now question to Danish. Danish, let's say tomorrow Divesh buys a new iPhone, okay? And he want to run this application on his iPhone. what you will do?
So if the device's phone is on latest version, right?
Yeah,
Then I can download the zip and add it to the files, right? Which you
that's
are
fine.
right now. Yeah.
That is, but that is to debug on, if his phone is with you, then you will be able to debug, right? But now, what will
Mhm.
be the first step you will do? His phone is not registered with the Apple account. Okay,
Okay, so I'll take his UID number which you took from me
correct.
and I'll add it on the App Store Connect.
The
Uh,
first step is, if device has a xcode, then you will ask device to connect the phone, open the xcode, go to window, device and simulator, select the phone, and on the right hand side, you will see something called identifier. Correct?
yeah.
This identifier you have to register on the developer.apple.com under the
Device.
devices. You will click plus, you will enter his UDID, you will enter some name, device iPhone, and say continue. Correct? This is how you register his iPhone. But once you register the iPhone, whichever provisioning profile you are using, so for example, we are using test upload dev to run on the iPhone, we have to re-download it because it will not show the latest devices, correct? So if for example, अगर हम यहाँ पे जाते हैं and we say test upload dev, if I select edit, you see, so जैसे मैं नया device add करूँगा, this device will show up here, right? So I have to select again all the devices. I have to save it and then re-download it and install again. Correct? So if you are entering any new device, then associated provisioning profiles you have to re-download again. Understood?
Yes.
Clear? Hai? So today, let's say, assume, let's say you don't have a Apple Store ka account, App Store Connect account access with you, Danish. And someone is asking, hey, please, मुझे टेस्ट फ्लाइट समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. तुमको ऐसे भी क्लाइंट बहुत सारे मिलेंगे who will say, I don't understand the test flight. So if you take a realistic example of us, there is one client called MGK, okay? So what Asna Venugopal do is, she always shares the IPA with him. Okay? So IPA कैसे बनाते हैं? You know?
Yes, yes.
Tell me the steps.
Product, you go into product and then
Product,
do analyze
archive,
this thing. Archive, yeah, archive.
archive. Now, here is the case. Now in the debug, we have selected this. In the release, we have not selected. So I will select the same provisioning profile on the release as well. Okay. Whenever you make archive, it will always try to create a build with the release configuration. So if you wanted that all the devices which are registered on the App Store Connect should be able to install my application, you can select the development provisioning profile under the release configuration. Product, archive. What is next?
Distribute app.
Distribute app.
Development.
Next, development.
Next.
So if you are planning to upload, then you will select App Store Connect. If you are planning for the development one, storing internally, then you will select the development one. Just to note one thing, in future, if you have any enterprise account, okay, and you are creating a certificate and provisioning with the enterprise account, you can select the enterprise option. Development. Next. Next. The certificate by default provisioning profile आ गया यहाँ पे. Next. Export. Export. It's been saved on the desktop. What is next?
Yes, sir. This IPA file can be shared
How you share the IPA file?
on DIV. We can share it on
Okay.
DIV also. Yeah.
Usually we do div.com. So div.com, we upload this. We send this. But the validity of this link is only maximum 3 days. Okay. So it will get expires after 3 days. So what I would prefer to use the option of a Firebase, right? You can go to Firebase and upload, right? Under the build, we have the Apple distribution, correct? Release add distribution. So the way how we distribute the Android application, same way you can distribute the iOS application as well to the Firebase. Clear, Danish?
Yes, sir.
And the benefit of distributing through the Firebase is, if suppose you have shared the link with one of the tester and his UDID is not registered, right? He will get a pop-up saying that your device is not registered. Do you want to inform the developer? And once he clicks on it, you will get his UDID. So in the next version, you can include his UDID, regenerate the provisioning profile, and re-upload the application on the Firebase again. Correct? Because normally people stuck finding the UDID. Okay, so you need to tell them the steps. Please connect your iPhone to iTunes Connect. Under the iTunes Connect, you will see the UDID, right? बहुत सारे लोग को problem face होता है, right? So if you share the link with them, then they will automatically get the pop-up to share the UDID. So this part is clear, right? What's the use of the development provisioning profile? What's the use of development certificate? How to register the device? Where to upload the IPA? Clear है? Sorted? Danish, Divesh,
Yes.
Yes.
विराज सर कोई डाउट है इसमें? I know you are master
Uh,
already.
वैसा नहीं. So, in xcode, how did it allow the provisioning profile, the same one for release also?
Okay, so you can select if your bundle ID is same, right? You can select the development provisioning profile here also. It doesn't make a difference.
Okay, okay.
So by default क्या होता है, when you create an archive, right? It always picks up the release one. If I go to edit schema, so I say archive. You can see this configuration. दिख रहा है? So whenever you make an archive one, the build configuration goes to release.
Okay.
And whenever you make a build, the configuration always goes to debug.
Okay.
So sometimes we normally change the schema, right? The scheme हम लोग change करते हैं, right?
Yeah.
So this you can change accordingly. Clear?
Yeah.
Now the next important part, right? It comes for the deployment. The way we have the development certificate, the same way we have the production or the distribution certificate. So you can see we have a 4 distribution certificate. One is created by Mr. Sagar, one is created by Archana Katkar. Ideally, they both should not create one. They should ask me. Kunal Darji has created one, and this is a one API key base. So if tomorrow Danish comes here, says, "Sir, I want to upload the app on the Apple Store," then he will not able to create the Apple distribution. Either he has to approach Kunal or Archana Katkar to get the certificate. We'll follow the same process. We'll go to keychain access. We'll go to Speridian. So you can see Speridian technology. I have one certificate with the Speridian technology. I will select this both. I will export it and I will give it to Danish with the same. And he will click on, double click on it, and it will get installed on his local machine. Identifier remain the same because अगर एक product है, whether it's a development or the production, identifier will remain the same for both. But there is a change with the profile. Whenever you want to upload the application on Apple Store, you have to create a different provisioning profile. So when you select create option, click on the plus. Under the distribution, you have an option called App Store. You select the App Store, continue, search for upload, continue. I can see the 3 certificates here. So now I have to see which of the certificate exists in my local machine. The date is 16 November. So I will say 1 day prior. That's a 15 November here. Continue. I select test, upload, draw, generate, download. I'll double click on it. It will get installed. Now I will go to the release, test, upload, prod.
I think bundle ID
Bundle ID is same.
same, right?
Any clue? Sometime it happens. Okay. One step which I can do is I just quit the Xcode. I reopen again. Sorted. So whenever you install the provisioning profile and your Xcode is open, right? That time it doesn't pick up the certificate automatically. Clear, Abhi? You can see the Speridian one. So under the debug, you can see the Kunal Darji. Under release, you can see Speridian Technologies. Now, what is the next step? What we have to do? Danish?
सब इसको ऐप स्टोर पे डालने के लिए
Yes, sir.
या प्रोडक्ट
Okay. Before this, one more thing. Whenever you deploy any new application, please make sure you check this one, deployment info. If the deployment info over here, if I say deployment target 15.2, below 15.2, none of the iOS devices allowed to install my application. So you have to see the minimum one which you can support by your product. So currently in the market, I would prefer 13.0 or 14.0. This Speridian supports 11.0. Okay. So you have to see whether you want to select 11.0, 12.0, or 13.0, depending on the requirement by your client. Product. One more thing. You can see iPhone and iPad both are selected. If your client has not asked for the iPad, then do not push the version with the iPad support. If you upload it and app is approved by the Apple with the iPhone and iPad, both the device family, then in the next upload, you cannot revoke any one of the device family. You have to support both the device family. But if in the first upload, you have uploaded the build with the iPhone and then later on you are including iPad, that is allowed. So Danish, when you're uploading O360 Ultra, check that, okay?
yes
Product, archive,
okay
step same, distribute app,
yeah same steps yeah
but this
App
time we
Store
will
करना
select App
App
Store.
Store करना yeah
Upload,
upload next
next, profile, upload prod, next, upload, apps built with iOS 11 or later SDK must supply app icons in the asset catalog. Can you provide icon here? और ये वाला टॉपिक भी चेक करना पड़ेगा. How to generate the app icon? कैसे करते हो तुम विराज?
I think the icon creating utility is there on Google. So
कौन सा वाला यूज करते हो तुम?
I don't remember now.
अच्छा, कोई ऐसा फेवरेट नहीं है क्या?
No, एक ही बार यूज किया था खाली कॉन्डो के लिए.
अच्छा, एक ही बार यूज किया था. सही है, 10 है. Okay, so in the Flutter there is a package, right, which take care of this. So वहाँ पे issue नहीं है. But if it is a native part, right, with the React Native also you have to think, right? So let me pick up one of the icon first. Runner.
एंड्रॉइड में भी इजी है.
Android में तो सब easy है, बस खाली कोड छोड़ के बाकी सब easy है ना?
हाँ.
Okay, so in Finder. So in iOS, the max resolution of the app icon is a 1024 into 1024. Okay, but this is one tedious task. Okay, कि हाँ मुझे इतने सारे resolution के app icons add करने हैं, right? Manually add करने जाओगा तो फिर it will take my 15 to 30 minutes, right? So what I usually do is I pick up the high resolution icon, which is a 1024 by 1024, which requires by my app store. I go to the website called makeappicon.com. Who are closely working with me, like Menu, Gopal, Katkar, they are referring this website already.
Yes, makeup.
1024 by 1024, I drag and drop here. दिवेश तुझे भी याद है ना?
हाँ सर.
Next. Last few for the email address. I entered. I said download. I will not help. This should sign an email now. भेजो भाई भेजो.
Krunal, I have a question.
Mhm.
So users that are added by TestFlight, so like unka UDID, how is it automatically taken?
User which are added by TestFlight, us case में you don't require the UDIDs, right? Because those
Yeah.
are the open-ended, right?
Yeah, okay.
So if you have a test, you are uploading on the TestFlight, then you don't require the UDIDs, right? That's only the one benefit of using the TestFlight, right?
Yeah.
ये आ जाएगा कि नहीं पता नहीं. Let me generate iOS app icons.
We have
App.
that download button. What does that do?
वो डाउनलोड मेल ही करता है दोस्त. You just download the mail.
Okay.
ये वाले वेबसाइट में डाउनलोड ऑप्शन काम करता है. So you can select the Android, iPhone, iPad. You can click on the download, generate.
लास्ट टाइम सर
हाँ.
यूज किया था तो स्पैम फोल्डर में आ गया था उसका मेल.
मेरे उसमें तो हमेशा बाहर आता है. ठीक है. डाउनलोड app icons archive. You can see asset.xc asset. Under that you will find app icon.icon asset. What you can do, you can delete the app icon. You can drag and drop this particular thing. All the app icons are here. सही है. मैन्युअली जनरेट करने जाएंगे तो इतना रेजोल्यूशन में काम नहीं होगा. नाउ वी कैन गो प्रोडक्ट आर्काइव डिस्ट्रीब्यूट एप स्टोर अपलोड. upload uploaded successfully. This uploaded successfully doesn't mean that your app will be available to all your App Store Connect testers. Once you see this particular status, you can go to App Store Connect. It should be visible under the TestFlight. You can see processing state. It takes around 10 to 15 minutes. कभी 5 minutes में भी हो जाता है. Sometimes take 15 to 20 minutes depending on the queue at the Apple. But once you change, it changes the status. You will see the option called missing compliances. You need to select missing compliance and then select no, and then you will be able to distribute the app for your tester. So for time being, what I will do, I will just select your existing application. Motorsgate. Let's go here. Now you can see we uploaded 2 applications here. Now let me select this one. So under the internal testing, you can see Speridian. All the applications, all the builds which are under the internal testing, they will allow you to select the testers which are registered or part of the App Store Connect of the Speridian account. So you can see you can distribute application to Mario, Manoj, Kunal, everyone. But now let's see this application, this technician application, I want to distribute to my tester who is not part of the Speridian testing account or the Speridian App Store account. Then what's the step? There is something called external testing. The external testing means you can create a one public link which you can distribute. You can distribute with any person. Okay. This should not be a, it's not required. This should be part of the App Store Connect account of your organization. So you can see this particular public link. But to generate this external testing public link, it takes a 24 hours. So let's say if I have uploaded one application which is called 1.0.04, right? Then to make it available to my external user, first time I have to get it approved through the Apple, which will take a 24 hours. And then I can select this build under this and I can distribute that link with my testers. Please note one thing, on the right hand side, you will see the tester count. If let's say 500 users have already been installed the application using this link, then the user 501 won't be able to install this application through this link. In that case, you have to edit this limit. So Archana Venugopal, if you remember, we have done this step with the PMA, right? It was expiring the link.
Yes.
Now one question to Archana Katkar. So currently, Archana, there is a version which is called 1.0.0, correct? With the build number 4. Okay. Now, if I deploy another application, which is version 1.0.1 with the build number 1, will it be directly available to the external testing users?
No, I think it will again go into the review.
Okay. Danish, what do you think?
Sir, I'm not sure, but I think so. It will go in the review only. I've not done this, yeah. It will go in the review.
So let's go to your application. We have over 360, right? So you can see तुम्हारे जितने भी application थे, that is with version 1.0.0, correct? Clear,
Yes.
correct? Now let's say मैं बोलता हूँ दानिश अभी नया वाला feature आ गया है, right? Which you are working on. Let's make the version 1.0.1. As soon as you change the version number, the build should go for the beta review if you want to distribute to the external testing. Clear? So जैसे ही तुम बोलोगे कि हाँ मुझे ये बिल्ड नया वाला बिल्ड उसको ऐड करना है and you select 1.0.1 and click next, it will say waiting for review. Clear? Every new version first build will always go for the review. Clear? So if you have 1.0.1 build number 1 is approved for the review and you are uploading 1.0.1 build number 2, then it won't go for the review. Clear?
Krunal, but still, if we add the external group, it will still take 24 hours for the second
No.
build.
No. That's a benefit, right? इसलिए मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि अर्ली अप्रूवल करके रखो, राइट? इफ यू वांट टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट, नहीं तो फिर क्या होता है, क्लाइंट बोलता है कि प्लीज शेयर द लिंक विद अस, राइट? एंड वी आर सेइंग या वी आर शेयरिंग, बट वी हैव नॉट डन द एक्सटर्नल अप्रूवल येट, करेक्ट? Then we have to inform client, okay, it will take 24 hours for Apple to approve your bill. Correct? And make sure whenever you are distributing or submitting your bill, whether it's for beta review, you submit the demo credential with the Apple. If you are not passing the demo credential, then also it will get rejected. I guess you have experienced that, right, Danish?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the main
Actually,
thing.
we are giving here like in the App Store, but they want
You are
in the
not given
test flight test
inside.
information. Yeah.
Correct. So inside the test flight, under the test information, you have to provide all the information. Over
Yes.
here, I guess, username and password, correct? Okay, now let's go to our application. Might be, it must be uploaded. Test validate and upload. Now you can see, आ गया यहाँ पे. I will select manage. I will select no. Start internal testing. Now, there's no internal testing group, right? I will create one. मैं उसको नाम दे देता हूँ Peridian Developer. Create. Now, I have added 1.0 build number 1 under the Peridian Dev group, correct? But I have not included any tester. I select the tester. Let's just this one. Let's say add. Invitation sent. Mail आना चाहिए, hopefully. You can see I receiving. If I open this email on my iPhone and I click view in TestFlight, then it will redirect me to this particular application. I will be able to install this application. But now, as I said, I want to share this build with my client or with my external test user, then I need to create a new group here. I will always prefer create a two groups. One group you always keep for your internal purpose. And second group, you keep it for client. तो इंटरनल ग्रुप हमेशा यूज किया करो कि अपने टेस्टर्स है, अपने डेवलपर्स है, दे विल यूज दिस लिंक. and your client you will use this link. So internal user, I will add the build. Next. Also getting. Not required. Okay. Next. Waiting for review. Once it will get approved by the Apple, you will be able to enable the public link, which you will be able to share with your customer or your internal group users. Clear? And once it has been approved, what you can do, the same bill you can select and distribute for your App Store approval. That's a different part. We'll catch up on that later. But certification, the provisioning profile, clear? Or any doubt? Danish specifically?
Yes, sir.
Clear? What's a provisioning profile? What's a certificate?
Yes, sir.
Automatic use करना चाहिए नहीं करना चाहिए किससे मांगना चाहिए right?
Correct.
And I guess Venugopal, you already know this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So those who has problem, you can always approach Ashna Venugopal for iOS certification and the provisioning profile. So Venugopal and the Ashna Katka. Okay, Virat sir, anything else on your side?
No, Kunal. That one thing about transporter app also you can.
You can use the transporter as well, but transporter when you need to use, you have the IPA file, right? And you
Yeah.
want to drag and drop, that time you use transporter. But xcode internally uses the transporter.
Okay.
Okay, so वो वही दोनों link है. So अगर in your xcode internally the command line tools always install the transporter by default. Okay, so in the background they use a transporter to distribute the application to the command line. Okay, so next session which I will plan, I will keep it on the Jenkins side, right? Where we will plan to distribute the application automatically instead of doing it manually. Okay, whether it's Android or iOS. Okay, thank you. I will add this recording under our Teams channel. And one more thing, right? I've already created that channel, right? Mobility channel. Under that, there are the documents which are created by all the people, right? Omkar, Ashna. So whenever your customer asks for the documentation related, create Apple or Android account or what are the steps involved, you can pick those documents and share with your clients. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, team.
Thank you, sir.